Morning students, welcome back to physics class. In my previous class, we talked about inertia, Galileo, and a very nice activity. And thank you very much to all those students who sent lot many videos for their activities. I shared a few, one or two I think, with you all. Good. Keep learning like that. Keep enjoying your physics. Today, the idea of inertia came from Galileo. And that idea was well kept at the idea level only, and I gave you one more exploration work to find out what happened to Galileo. Anyway, we'll not go there. Now, what Newton did, he put the idea of inertia propagated by Galileo and made it into a law, what we famously known as Newton's first law of motion, or sometimes it is also called law of inertia. What is that law? Look at my presentation, you will get it. The law says the body at rest remains at rest, and the body at uniform motion in a straight line remains moving unless an external agent either changes or tries to change its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line. This external agent is called force. Well, come back. Now, Newton gave the idea of force. What is it? What it can do? What it cannot do? What is the nature of that external agent? We call it force. That was studied in detail. I will give you few hints about it, and rest about the nature of force you will find out. Now, at my presentation, look there. What you have? Number one, force is a vector quantity. It occurs in pair. That is more important. The explanation of it we will get later on as we proceed further in this chapter. Well, force is a vector quantity, that's what we should know, and it occurs in pair. How it occurs in pair we'll come to know as we move forward in the chapter. Another important thing, force can cause change in number one, state of rest, number two, state of motion. What do you mean by state of rest and state of motion? Suppose you are standing and some of your friend comes and pushes you. Your state of rest changes to state of motion. You move. Similarly, you are moving and some of your friend comes and holds you back. So your state of motion is changed to state of rest. One more important thing, it can change the shape and size of the body. Now on a rubber band you apply a force. You can change it length, it will become bigger. Take a ball and press it. It can change its shape, isn't it? Pull your kicks, shape change, isn't it? Leave it, it's okay. Anyway, there are so many other qualities of force and so many things force can do. So, Newton's first law gave you the idea of force. Just by furthering or by little improvement of the concept of inertia. Okay? Now, furthermore about force. How does it come from? How can we measure it? You know, my previous class I told scientists got a problem. Once you design a term, you have to define it, you have to measure it, you have to calculate it. So, the next job was to measure and calculate force. Now, how to calculate it? In order to calculate force, Newton came out with one more term. You know, the more we are studying, the more these physics terms and words are coming. So, make sure how they are coming and why they are coming. Well, Newton came out with one more term. That term was called momentum. Repeat, that term was called momentum. Now, what is it? Where can we feel, experience, find out this momentum? For that, you know, you play a game hit ball. Generally with the rubber ball or tennis ball you play. Pittu you call it, pittu. You assemble coins and then throw it and then hit the ball and like that. Suppose, instead of playing this hit ball with the tennis ball, you start playing this hit ball game with cricket ball. What will happen? All your team members, including you, will land in hospital, and that will be a stupidity, isn't it? Why? What I mean to say is, the cricket ball and tennis ball, if you throw both of them with the same speed, cricket ball can do more damage. Isn't it? Cricket ball and tennis ball, throw both of them with the same speed. Here catchword speed. Cricket ball and tennis ball, throw them with the same speed or velocity, whatever you call. Which will cause more harm? The tennis ball. No, the cricket ball. Why? Cricket ball has more mass. You see, cricket ball is heavier. So, though they are same with the same speed or velocity, their effect is different. Cricket ball causes more effect, more damage than the tennis ball. Now, keep this idea in your mind, it will help you. Apart from that, you take a tennis ball and throw it. Bigger tennis ball and a small bullet and fire. Which will cause more effect? Of course, the bullet. Why? Because though the bullet has comparatively less mass as compared to mass of tennis ball, but since the speed of bullet is much more than that of tennis ball, bullet will cause more damage. So, there are so many examples you can take. Standing bus, you will do nothing with that, you go and push it, nothing will happen. and a cycle on the stand, just push it. What will happen, you can find out. Anyway, so with these two examples, what we conclude? We conclude that there is a combined effect of mass and speed, or mass and velocity. The combined effect of mass and velocity is called momentum. Okay? Combined effect of mass and velocity is called momentum. First case, the cricket ball has more mass, tennis ball has less mass. But both of them got same velocity. So cricket ball got more momentum and tennis ball got less momentum. So cricket ball could do more damage as compared to the tennis ball. Second case, tennis ball had more mass as compared to mass of the bullet, but the bullet had more speed. So bullet could do more damage because it has more momentum. Got it? So got the idea of momentum. Now look at my presentation, you will get more about momentum. What is momentum? It is the combined effect of mass and velocity. It is also a vector quantity and has the direction of velocity. So whatever be the direction of velocity, direction of momentum will be same, that of velocity. How do we measure that momentum? We measure the momentum as the product of mass and velocity of the body. So how do you measure momentum? Momentum is measured as the product of mass and velocity of the body. Mathematically you can write momentum equals mass times or mass into velocity. What will be its SI unit? SI unit of mass is kg and SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So the SI unit of momentum will be kg meter per second. Okay, come back. Now, why Newton coined this more term? Because he found that the combined effect of mass and velocity is producing some effect. Okay? With the help of this idea of momentum, Newton was able to measure force. How he was able to measure force? That is written in its second law. Now look at my presentation. The second law of motion says the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force, applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. Once again, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. You know, the first law gives you idea of force, but here the second law gives you the measure of force, how to measure it, the expression for the force. Now come back, we'll have little discussion. You know that unbalanced and balanced force? So we also know that force, the motion is caused only by the unbalanced force. So here, in Newton's second law, what we see, rate of change of momentum. That is, what is that rate of change of momentum meaning? The change of momentum per unit time. That is called rate of change of momentum. So the law states the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force, and it is in the direction of force. Good, come back. Now, can we calculate that force? Yes, provided we can calculate rate of change of momentum. If we are able to calculate the rate of change of momentum, we will be able to calculate the force. Simple. Now, how to calculate the rate of change of momentum? Go back to my presentation. Let us suppose a body of mass n having initial velocity u, final velocity v after time t under the uniform acceleration a. Okay? Now what we have? Now the initial momentum of the body is mu. Why? Because momentum is product of mass and velocity. So the initial momentum is mu. The final momentum of the body is mv. Change in momentum is mv minus mu. That is final momentum minus initial momentum. And rate of change of momentum is mv minus mu whole divided by t. Take m out, that is m bracket on v minus u whole divided by t. That is the rate of change of momentum. Okay, come back. Now what is that rate of change of momentum according to second law? Yeah, think. What is that? Come on. Further पीछे. Yeah, think. Rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force. Now in my next slide, just see. According to second law of motion, force is proportional to m bracket open v minus u upon t. That is, force is proportional to ma. Why ma? Anyone who can think? Come on. Why ma? Because v minus u upon t equals to a. We know it. From where? From first equation of motion. We can say v minus u upon t is a. So we can write F is proportional to ma. Now, therefore, force is equal to kma. Here k is a constant. Okay? You know proportional, when A is proportional to B, your 7th standard maths, when A is proportional to B, then A equals to K times B, where K is constant. Remember? Good. When F equals to 1, M equals to 1, A equals to 1, then the value of K will be 1. Therefore, we take value of K as 1. Hence, we write F equals ma. Okay? Come back. Now, according to second law, what we found? We found the formula, the expression for force. So, Sir Newton, Good job. What he did? First law, he defined force. Second law, he calculated force. Force F equals ma. Now how you are going to find out? What should be its unit? Simple in SI unit. M, mass, got unit kg. Acceleration got unit meter per second square or meter per second per second. Some of the students get problem with square and all that, so I have simplified it. Look at my presentation. The SI unit of force is kg meter per second per second. That is kg meter per second square. And to honor that great man, it is also called Newton. How can we define 1 Newton force? We define 1 Newton force as 1 Newton is the force which can produce an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in a body of mass 1 kg. Okay? Come back. So, if a force can produce an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in a body of mass 1 kg, then the force will be 1 Newton. Remember that units are very, very important. So, make sure that you remember the unit of momentum, you remember the unit of force. Now, most beautiful thing about this second law is, of course, it gives you F equals to ma, the formula that is going to help you throughout your life. We can also derive Newton's first law from the second law. That's great. You don't make just second floor house and leave the first floor. You should have the possibility of combining first floor and second floor. Isn't it? How Newton's second law can give you Newton's first law,